Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to Missy Southworth, a senior marine scientist with the Virginia Institute of Marine Science and the Molluscan Ecology Program Manager. I hope I got that right,
You
Missy.
did. You
Okay,
did.
good. Thank you. Missy, please tell us, VIMS is here in beautiful Gloucester. Where'd you go to school and how did you come to VIMS?
Let's see. I grew up in central New York, just outside of Syracuse, and I ended up wanting to become a marine scientist. And so I went to undergrad out on Long Island, and while I was there, my undergraduate advisor, actually, when I graduated, she introduced me to Roger Mann here at VIMS when I decided I wanted to go and get my master's degree, because they actually were kind of in grad school together in Wales, and so she hooked me up with Roger, and I came here to do my master's degree, and 20 years later, I'm still here.
That's great. We're glad you're here. Now tell us, molluscan, you say it.
Molluscan.
Molluscan, there we go. Molluscan research. Can we just say oysters?
We can.
Okay, good. All right, oyster research. You do 2 surveys with the VMRC each year and have done for, what, 23 years?
I personally for 18 years.
Oh.
And they've been doing it, our program has been working with VMRC since 1993.
Okay, and I understand all these books behind you, and the books that we can't see that go up about 4 feet and down 3 feet are the annual surveys.
Yes.
Okay, tell us about, please, the 2 surveys that you have done with VMRC.
We conduct a dredge survey every year in the fall. It typically takes a couple of, 2 weeks, and we survey 30 different oyster bars around in 6 of the major tributaries. And that survey is more of a qualitative survey. It's meant to sort of just give us an overall view of the trends of what's happening with the oyster population, and it actually allows us to visit some areas that we actually don't visit in our more quantitative survey, which is our Patentong survey, and we conduct that every fall as well after we finish the dredge survey. That usually takes, we usually start in the end of October and hope to finish up by early December. Of course, that's all weather dependent. For that, it's more of a quantitative survey. We visit about 180 some reefs, individual reefs every year.
Wow.
And which covers probably around between 8 and 9,000 acres of the public oyster ground. And yeah, that's about the extent of what we do.
Oh,
and
that's a big extent.
it is.
And that data goes to VMRC, and then it's used by the staff to make recommendations to the commission.
Yes.
So they can make the policy decisions.
Yes.
We, in the past 10 years or so, Missy, the oyster population, knock on wood, has been growing. Tell me about spat set and why that matters.
Well, spat set is, a spat, first of all, is a baby oyster that settles on the bottom, and eventually we hope that those baby oysters will grow up to be big oysters. And the spat set, over the past decade or so, we've actually, for the most part, and this is painting sort of a broad view of the Virginia portion of the bay, but for the most part, over the past decade or so, the spat set has actually been relatively good and consistent, where approximately every other year we actually get a decent spat set, which is part of the reason why we've seen an uptick in the number of oysters that have been harvested in Virginia, like I said, over the past decade or so.
That's wonderful. I hope Mother Nature continues to.
Me too. And I agree.
Oh, that'd be great. What is it, Missy, that you love most about your work here at VIMS, and what is it that's challenging?
The thing that keeps me going every winter when I'm stuck in the office is waiting until I can actually get out in the field during the summer, because we actually also conduct, and this is part of our research here at VIMS, we have a shell string survey where we monitor oyster spat set in 3 of the systems in Virginia, and that we do throughout the summer. And so my favorite part of my job is actually being able to get out on the water and, you know, be able to see what's going on out there. And, you know, and I work with a great group of people in the field, and probably, I don't know if it's necessarily the most challenging, but the part of my job that I probably like the least is the actual data crunching and the time spent, you know, getting all of the data compiled so that we can actually put it on our website so that the public, so that it's available for the public to actually view, so that they can see, so that they can also see what's going on with the oyster population.
Wow, that's tremendous. Well, I know everybody at VIMS appreciates your work in the, or VIMS or VMRC, as does the Commission, and I really appreciate your agreeing to participate in our Women's History Month program. Thank you, Bissy.
Thank you.